Hello, I am taking you through Storyboard That this time. So, as a high school teacher, I have access to several apps that we use in our ELD classrooms. So that's why I am showing you some different tools that may be used for learners that are already in the classroom. Storyboard That is a tool that we use in the ELD classroom at the school that I work at here in Arizona. Our school pays for it, so my account is free with all the premium things, and then once you have an account, you can create classes and codes out to your students, and they can join and get all those features as well. So here's this main page once you've logged in. It's digital storytelling, so it really is more of a narrative-based tool. So let's take you through it here. So you can get started for free. It does give you things that it will show you here: worksheets, novels, comics, resources. So there are a lot of ways you can use it in that regard. It works as for writing tools, and it is designed for all learners, all ages. I teach high school, so I have freshmen through seniors and then some adults, fifth-year seniors who are working on their credits. So it does help engage the class for different things like that, built for the visual learner. Many of our ELL students need that visual to help them learn. Here it says Common Core Line Lesson Plan, so if you do teach in elementary or high school, it would work for that. It helps you build essential literacy skills. And then just walking you through here, you can create a storyboard, and then here, if you're using it for personal, private education, you can try it for a month for $1. If you're doing it for the teacher edition, same thing, and then of course business corporations can use it as well. So I have the teacher edition, which it does link up with things like Google Classroom, ClassLink, Clever. What we use at my school is Canvas as well, so that one is good that it links with that. And then yes, pricing options. So no, it is not free as far as all the features that it will give you. You can do it for free, but it does limit how much you can use it. So for fun, $10 a month, teachers, same thing, and then for work, $25 a month. Like I said, my school buys licenses, so I have it for free. It has testimonials from people here that have used it before, why you should use it, and I will get into that in just a minute, for how I use it with my students. Works with ESSA, the Every Student Succeeds Act. Helps you with lesson planning. If you wanted to use it for that, it is a creative way to do lesson planning. All right, so let me take you up to the top here. So I'm going to go to my dashboard. Like I said, I have the teacher account. So on here you can see students that you can add, classes, you can create assignments in it for your ELL students. You can create your own storyboards, and then lesson planning, video lesson plans, all that good stuff. They also have pre-made lesson plans, and you can even have it target other skills than English. You can have it target math and science and social studies, which do use literacy skills, and students do need English literacy skills in Arizona to do all three of those subjects. People say math is just numbers, but at our school, I know that is not true. So here it shows you some storyboards that either I've started, and then I've got some I can show you that my students have done before. So here is my students and my classes. So let's manage classes over here. And then shows you how many of my students are in there. You can invite students. You can send a login link. Here's the class code. So when they log in with that, they get it for free. Here it shows you can import it to Google and Clever. And yes, it is web-based. I don't know if I said that. It is web-based. There is no application on digital devices as far as I know. I haven't seen that. So yeah, web-based. I'm currently on a MacBook, but my students all have Microsoft Surfaces, so it does work on Windows and Mac equally. Just load your browser and there you go. So let me see here. I will take you to some of my students' pages here. It gives them their own little nickname with some numbers, and then you can see here how many storyboards they have created. So let me find one that I know has a good one in here, just to give you an example. Let's see what Elham had. Okay, here we go. Yes, Elham's got a great one here. All right, so you are supposed to title it, and you do that before you make it. I'll walk you through that as well. But up here, I was having them do narrative stories. So in an ELD classroom, they need to know the author's purpose, which, is entertain, inform, or persuade. So this was the tool we were using for our narrative storytelling. Down here, they've got the description of what's going on. Up here was supposed to be the different aspects of a plot line, a rising story plot. So the student here, yes, he did a really good job of detailing each one. And of course, because we did narrative, it is supposed to include dialogue. So they are supposed to be writing dialogue in here using correct grammar. And that is how we use it for our language at our schools. So to make our own, we go to create a storyboard. So here we want to give it a title. So I will just give it a generic title here. And then, of course, you can say, is it for an assignment? If it's not, just continue. So, like I said, the way I have my students do it, over here you get your layout. You can add and delete cells. Over here you see the cells. You can move the cells around, copy them. And then, of course, once you're done with it, you can print or download. So for my students, I wanted them to do a storyboard that was cinematic for narrative. So it changes it to a more rectangular piece here. Include the titles for the top, the description for the bottom, and then of course I had them do 2 rows, 3 columns. But up here you can see there's the classic. You can do it as a book style, a worksheet, a spider chart, T-chart. So it is really used for secondary education or elementary education. It's not probably something you want to use for adult ELL learners, unless you do want to have them create stories. There is some research into a lot of African ELL students that have communities and like to build communities and do oral storytelling, and this could be a tool to use for a visual storytelling and also help them use their English skills on that. But here you see timeline, chart, so there's really a lot of options you can use it for there. So I will go ahead and move myself a little bit and make this my layout. So here you can see there's all 6 of my boxes. And then click into it to edit. So for a plot line, I was going to do the beginning. And then we'll say conflict. And then you set it up. So the scenes give you where is it taking place. You can do an entertainment background, a home background, U.S. history, so it can align with other subject areas that the students are working on, historical, and then school of course related activities. So all you would have to do is just drag and drop it and it automatically fits into place. So that's your scene. Do another one here. I'm going to zoom it out a little bit so we can see what's happening. And then you have characters you want to include. Now, it doesn't have to be a narrative like I said. It can be a non-fiction narrative. There's a little bit of a difference there. You can do it with non-fiction, just setting up the scene. So it has plenty of options here for people you can use. It's got the adults, the teens, kids, jobs, sports, different time areas, monsters and myths, mythology. So really it does have a lot of options that people can use. So you would just drag and drop the character. You can make them a little bigger, a little smaller, edit the hair, skin, and eyes over here, set up the layout. Any items you want to include, food, vehicles, furniture, clothes. Here's the speech bubble options for them. It even has thought bubble options over here. Have decorative shapes as well. And then of course animations. It does have GIFs that you can put into the storyboards. And then down here of course is the save and exit. And then once you have your own page there, you can download it or print it from there. So for the way we use it in our school, like I said, it is for their writing portions, especially when it comes to author's purpose. But I do like using Storyboard for more than just narrative. It's something that I do like to use as a tool for maybe like the beginning of the school year if they already know how to use it. So it is something that as a teacher you would have to teach to students. But like I said, it is free if you're a teacher, if your school is willing to pay for the licenses. You can use it to build language literacy skills with writing. You can share it with other students and have them read each other's works. So hits the reading aspect of language and the writing aspect. It does have the visuals as well, which is research for ELL students to be very helpful for their language acquisition. So yeah, the downside I would say is that you can't really use it for adult learners unless you really want to, but that is up to the educator. So it is for more of a younger crowd, but that would be my only thing that I would say would be the downside. Maybe that it would be for more of an advanced student, possibly, if they already know how to use it. And I do have some that already did. I did have to teach this to others. And it does take some time for them to process how to like pull everything down. So it is a process of learning the technology as well as having the final result be something that you can assess for their English literacy skills. So thank you.